It's a signing that many Birmingham fans have been waiting for some time now, but it's been made official as of last night that Krystian Bielik is officially a Birmingham City player, putting pen to paper on a 3-year deal, signing from Derby County for just short of £1 million. This is just a fantastic signing, really. I think it just glues everything together and is the missing piece of the jigsaw that we really needed to operate next season and go forward and really make a go of it with a new takeover just weeks away. Bielik is a player that played regularly for Birmingham last season, making 37 appearances in all competitions, playing over 3,000 minutes of football for John Eustace's side and delivering one goal, which was a crucial one against West Brom in a 2-0 win all the way back in February, a memorable day for all involved. Out of all the loanees that joined the club last season, I feel that Bielik is the most important one to tie down on a permanent contract because of what he does for the whole team, really. The fact that he plays in the centre defensive midfield role, operating in this 3 at the back system, I think he really does just like glue everything together. And the fact that he represents Poland on an international level, travels to the World Cup, shows that he is a terrific player. And I think that he's going to deliver constantly in the Championship for Eustace going forward in the 2023-24 season. And hopefully will push us forward into perhaps a top half finish, something that I think all Blues fans would be happy with the progression happening in tandem with the takeover. In Bielik's interview with the club last night, he mentioned how Birmingham persistently tried to contact him to let him know sort of about his status and what he wanted going forward. And I just think the fact that the recruitment team is working in tandem with the manager is only a positive. And going forward, I think this is just going to benefit the club so much, that the fact that the recruitment staff and the manager are working together to really identify what targets they want, and they're going to do what they want to get who they want. And I just think it's fantastic going forward, and we're going to see more additions come in, people that perhaps have been at the club before, like Dion Sanderson, a strong rumour that I think will only get stronger as the takeover progresses, and we have that money to really go and make these bids for these top players. And I just think going forward, we really have reason to be optimistic, and it could be a good season ahead. I think this recruitment from the club really shows intent from the board, and really shows that we're going in the right direction, signing these players that are on permanent contracts in their mid-20s. You look at Tyler Roberts, who's played in the Premier League for Leeds United, and you look at Miyoshi, who's played in Europe, having played in the Conference League and Europa League for Royal Antwerp, and you look at Bielik, the fact that he's represented Poland on the international level. I just think this is all like fantastic for the club, and given much reason to be optimistic, and a real good like feel-good factor around the club. And I just think that the players that we're signing, the direction we're going in, sort of getting these permanent transfers and not loanees, shows that we are building for the future, and there is a project in mind, and we're going to do what we want to try and get there. As ever, the Birmingham media team were creative with how they announced this transfer with the teeth in the locker, which I thought was fantastic, and just shows how much of a battle Bielik is, really. The fact that he's lost his teeth playing for the club, and it was a real sort of laugh to announce in that way. And I think the sort of optimism around the club and the feel-good factor is really there with the fans interacting on social media and really sort of giving this post some positivity. Bielik is a player that actually had a spell with the club all the way back in 2017 when Gianfranco Zola was the manager, having played 10 games for the club back then. But it looks to be much more comfortable now in this John Eustace setup, and spoke on his delight of joining the club in his press conference, and a real integral part of the side last season, as we finished in our highest league position for some time, having accumulated the most points we had in 6 seasons too, and is a real integral part of this setup, and looks to be progressing with the club, and loads of reasons to be optimistic with this transfer because of what he offers defensively, and I guess going forward as well, because we never know next season who could be part of this midfield setup, with a lot of speculation as to who's staying and who's leaving. There's a lot of rumours circulated around at the moment, but please let us know in the comments what position we should look to strengthen the most now, and who you'd like to see coming through the door, because it looks as if now the floodgates have opened and there's going to be another sort of 5 or 6 that could come through the door. So please let us know in the comments who you want and what position you reckon we should strengthen the most now, and make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and most importantly, keep right on.